The Golden Globes are usually about the movies, the glamour, and the awards. But this year, the only thing anyone could talk about was the cold-blooded war unfolding between Teyana Taylor and Pierre. For months, the world believed Teyana was the one who walked away. The narrative painted her as the heartbroken star, quietly stepping back while her rising co-star ascended. But a shocking report from industry insiders has flipped the story completely. Pierre was the one who ended the relationship. After leveraging Teyana's massive influence, guidance, and industry connections to solidify his leading man status, Aaron reportedly pulled the plug, leaving Teyana blindsided and discarded just as his star was reaching its peak. If he thought Teyana would quietly fade into the background and lick her wounds in private, he clearly underestimated the woman he was dealing with. At the Golden Globes, in front of the world's most powerful cameras and Hollywood elites, Teyana did the unthinkable. This wasn't just a dress. It wasn't just a look. It was a meticulously calculated act of public psychological warfare that left Aaron paralyzed on the red carpet. Tonight, we break down the night the proverbial apple pie turned into a poison apple. From the moment Aaron tried to ignore her presence to the audacious act that stole his spotlight and exposed his deepest secrets to the A-list crowd, this is the play-by-play you've been waiting for. In Hollywood, loyalty is often the first casualty in the pursuit of ambition. For months, fans were fed a fairy tale. Teyana Taylor, the R&B icon and creative powerhouse, had found her match in Pierre, the rising British star. Together, they were the IT couple of 2025, blending Harlem grit with London sophistication. But behind the red carpet smiles and affectionate social media posts, a dark power struggle was quietly raging. For the longest time, fans assumed Teyana, with her boss energy and no-nonsense attitude, was the one calling the shots. But whispers began circulating, and the truth surfaced. The man Teyana had mentored, introduced to A-list directors, and championed as the next big thing, was the one who ended it. And he did it with the kind of coldness usually reserved for boardroom deals, the leading man syndrome in full effect. As Aaron's career began to skyrocket, thanks largely to Teyana's influence, his inner circle began to shift. His new management team, focused on securing his leading man status in major Disney franchises and blockbuster films, reportedly started seeing Teyana as a liability. They whispered that her bold personality and history of public drama clashed with the refined, mysterious image they were constructing for Aaron. Blinded by the sudden glow of Hollywood's elite, Aaron bought into the hype. Just weeks before the Golden Globes, a night meant to celebrate his success, he ended the relationship in a cold, 10-minute phone call. Teyana had opened doors for him that usually remain locked for years. She had shared her platform, her influence, her family, and her heart. To be told she was now a liability, someone holding him back, was an ultimate betrayal. But Aaron made a fatal miscalculation. He assumed Teyana would react like a typical Hollywood ex. He expected her to post sad quotes, fade quietly, and let him bask in his solo moment. He forgot that Teyana Taylor doesn't do quiet. Instead, she went into full war mode. She gathered her auntie's team, creative directors, stylists, and inner circle industry insiders. If Aaron wanted a professional separation, Teyana was prepared to deliver a masterclass in public relations warfare. The Golden Globes became the target, the first major event of the season, with all eyes on Pierre. Teyana knew his team had carefully plotted his red carpet moment as a solo superstar. She had a single goal: ensure the headlines were about her and her triumph, not him. For 2 weeks, Teyana moved in total secrecy. She didn't leak the breakup. She allowed Aaron to believe he had escaped unscathed. While he was in fittings for a custom tuxedo, Teyana was in the vault, compiling receipts and preparing her psychological strike. This wasn't about a dress. It was about disruption. She knew Aaron's weaknesses. Despite his rising fame, he cared deeply about his image, his respectability, and the London secrets he had worked tirelessly to hide, secrets now in Teyana's possession. Working with a high-end designer, she created a look that wasn't just stunning, it was a weapon. It had to be bold enough to dominate a formal event like the Globes, diverting attention from Aaron and forcing the paparazzi to turn their lenses toward her. But the dress was only the Trojan horse. The real move was the guest she brought, a figure from Aaron's London past, Someone the public had never met but who knew everything about him before the Hollywood mask went on. By bringing this person, Teyana brought the ultimate receipt, a living, breathing reminder of Aaron's hidden truths. As the day of the Golden Globes arrived, tension in Teyana's camp was electric. They knew they were about to hijack the biggest red carpet moment of the year. Aaron, confident in his solo debut, had no idea the Queen of Harlem was about to checkmate him in front of millions. While he conducted pre-carpet interviews, acting the part of the humble rising star, Teyana watched the live feed from a block away. A cold smile spread across her face as she observed him, comfortable and unaware. She turned to her mystery guest, adjusted her gown, and whispered to the driver, "Move." The countdown had begun. The apple pie era was officially over. Teyana Taylor was about to begin her revenge. Her limousine pulled up, and she emerged in a custom Schiaparelli gown that can only be described as unthinkable. A daring open-back design, a dairy covered in diamonds, every paparazzi lens instantly pivoted to her. She didn't walk the carpet like a nominee. She walked it like a conqueror, a woman who had already won the war. The unthinkable moment occurred near the center of the carpet, where Pierre was mid-interview with a major entertainment network. Teyana didn't avoid him. She didn't ignore him. She walked directly into the frame, leaned in, and whispered something in his ear. Witnesses reported that Aaron visibly stumbled over his words, caught between his leading man persona and the reality of the woman he had discarded. She turned to the cameras, ignoring Aaron entirely, and introduced the mystery guest. Someone Aaron's management had spent millions trying to keep away from the press. In an instant, she neutralized his power. The golden win had been secured before the ceremony even began. Inside the Hilton, tension remained high. Teyana was nominated for Best Supporting Actress for her role in Perfidia Beverly Hills in one battle after another. When her name was announced as the winner, the room erupted. Her acceptance speech was a manifesto, a declaration of power. She didn't name Aaron, but her message was clear. To my brown sisters and little brown girls watching tonight, our softness is not a liability. Our light does not need permission to shine. We belong in every room we walk into. Our voices matter, and our dreams deserve space. While Aaron sat isolated at his table, industry elites flocked to congratulate Teyana. By the time journalists filed their questions, the focus had shifted entirely to her. The whisper, the diamonds, the power move. She had hijacked the night and turned it into a celebration of resilience, authenticity, and authority. Teyana didn't attend the Vanity Fair or Netflix after parties. Instead, she went to Raising Cane's on Sunset and Highland. Dressed in her diamond-covered gown, holding her globe in one hand and a combo box in the other, she celebrated on her own terms. She posed with staff, laughed with fans, and made a clear statement. Success doesn't require conformity. She was the same Harlem girl, now a Golden Globe-winning icon, asserting her power on her own terms. By Monday, the Hollywood power dynamic had shifted. Teyana had solidified herself as a dramatic force and potential Oscar frontrunner. Aaron faced the consequences of underestimating her. The mystery guest neutralized him, and the whispers of past secrets became a stalemate. Teyana had proven she could wield influence without tabloids, without shouting, simply by existing on her terms. Her victory was also personal. Through her marriage to Iman Shumpert and her high-profile connections to Aaron, she had often been the supporter of men she helped elevate. This night reversed that dynamic. Teyana's star had risen independent of anyone else, reinforced by the love and support of her family, especially her daughters Junie and Ru. As the 2026 awards season continues, Teyana Taylor is the name on everyone's lips. Her agency, The Aunties, thrives. Multiple projects are underway. In a recent interview, asked about Aaron, nicknamed Apple Pie, she said, "I'm on a different diet now. I'm focusing on the main course." Pierre faces a long road to rebuilding his mystique. Teyana's Golden Globes act served as a warning: never discard a woman who elevated your career. And never underestimate the power of authenticity, resilience, and a carefully executed psychological strategy. The Golden Globes of 2026 will be remembered not just for the awards or the fashion, but for the night Teyana Taylor turned cold rejection into a global triumph. She didn't just win a trophy, she reclaimed her narrative. She proved that when someone tries to dim your light to protect their image, they only end up in the dark. Teyana Taylor isn't just a ride-or-die partner anymore. She's a Golden Globe-winning icon, an unshakable force, and she's only getting started. Teyana Taylor's message was clear. If you don't give me a seat at the table, I'll buy my own table and grab some chicken fingers while I'm at it. And now the question turns to you. Was Teyana's Raising Cane's victory lap the ultimate power move? Or was the whisper on the red carpet the real knockout blow? Can Aaron ever recover? Or has Teyana ended his leading man era before it truly began? Comment below. Are you Team Teyana? Or do you sympathize with Aaron's pursuit of career survival? For those here for black excellence, high fashion drama, and the receipts, you know what to do. Like this video, share it, and subscribe to stay updated on Teyana Taylor's next unthinkable move. The 2026 awards season is only just beginning, and the road to the Oscars promises to be wild. Stay unbothered.